everyone, it's Di again. I'm making my second batch of soap for this evening, and it's called, the fragrance I'm actually going to be using is called Blue Man. That's a brambleberry fragrance. I've got my oils and I've got my lye with my sodium lactate and my silk. I'm just going to strain that into my oils and give it a stir. Now I'm using another tall mould like the one I used before. I bought 2 of those. Now I'm soaping fairly cool, so I'm hoping this won't set up too quickly, but I better get moving just in case. Okay, so I've got my mould here. Just add my fragrance. I've never used this fragrance before, so I'm hoping it's going to behave itself. Okay, give that a little bit of a stir. Okay. Now I'm going to be using a couple of different shades of blue, a white and a little bit of black oxide. I'm seeing it's going to be a blokey soap. So I'll just separate a little bit of this off. Now the black oxide, I actually want to do them, if I can, and depending on how it's going to go, I want to do a microline, but with the black oxide, so we'll see how we go. Just going to add a little bit of titanium dioxide into this one just to whiten it up a little. Need a fraction more. Just move that over a little bit. Okay. Just add a little bit more. Okay, I think that'll do us. No, maybe just a touch more. Okay, that will do. Alright, that's not bad. Okay, put that aside. Now I'm going to add a little bit of titanium to this one because I want the blue to be just a fraction lighter. add that. Okay, I'm really happy with that blue, that's nice. Don't know if you can see the colours really well. I'm working at night and I haven't got my, I'm going to put a fluoro up in here. I have got one behind me, but it's just not throwing enough light. So I'm sort of using a little fluoro on the bench top. But I can see it's still a little bit dark, so move that over there and see if that helps a little. Okay, I'll give this one a little bit of a blend. This one first. Just add this tiniest little bit more. Get the last little bit out of this and I should be right then. Just grab my trusty little tiny spatula and scrape it all out. Okay, let's see what that gives us. Okay, I'm loving that colour. Okay, so one's a blue, but I don't know if you can see, this one's actually turned sort of a green blue, which is actually really nice. I'm loving the colours, so that's great. Okay, give this a bit of a stir. Love it, love it. I really like that colour. Give that one a stir, and I'm really loving that colour too. Unlike the batch I made before where I absolutely hate the colour, and I'm just praying that it'll set up and morph into something that I like, but I'm not holding my breath. Okay. Okay, so I've got my nice tool mould here. Give that a bit of a stir to loosen it up a fraction. It's starting to set up pretty quick, but I think I am soaping really cold, and maybe I'm soaping a bit too cold this time. Anyway, never mind. Live and learn. And that's the phone. Just hang on one sec. Sorry about that. That's my husband. He's working away at the moment for 2 days, so he's just checking in. Save that last little bit for the top. Same with that one. I'm going to give this just going to tidy this up just a fraction. A little bit messy. Okay, I'm going to give this a tap down. I hope I'm not jogging the camera too much. And then I'm going to have a crack at this mica line. Okay, give it a little shake. Now I'm just using, I just found this little strainer at one of those cheap, you know, the cheap places you go to and get all that wonderful junk. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it wasn't Crazy Clark's, it was, I can't remember to be honest, but it only cost me a couple of dollars, which is great. Okay, I think we're about done. I think that'll give us something a little interesting and blokey to look at anyway. Okay, I'm just going to clean up around the edge so it doesn't mess with my top. Because this black mica, black oxide, sorry, has a tendency to get everywhere. Okay, so I'm hoping this turns out anyway. This is the first time I've used these molds. I got them a couple of weeks ago. I just went to, they're on the Soaping 101 channel, and she had a link to where you could get them, and what you had to do was email. And I emailed the lady, told her how many I wanted, organised payment, and then because I'm in Australia, shipping would have been a little bit exy, but there was a crew of soapers from Australia that had organised a bulk order. Oh, damn, I'll fix that. So they asked me if I wanted to be a part of that, and what that did was it took a significant amount off the shipping for me, which was great. So anyone from Australia, that's how you get them. Well, that's how I got mine. I mean, you can order them and get them shipped straight here, but it was just a really good way to save some money. Okay, I'm just going to fix that tiny little bit up. No, I'm not even going to bother, otherwise I'll have black stuff everywhere again. Okay. Let's get rid of that last little bit of black. As I said, this stuff goes everywhere. Okay, give this a stir and I will keep going with my top. Okay, that is setting up quite dramatically. obviously, because I've been fiddling around. Okay. Just going to grab a slightly smaller spatula. Okay. Waste not, want not. Okay, just plop this on first so that I don't muck up my line too much. Anyway, I'm hoping this one turns out nice because I'm sort of a little bit disappointed with my previous one. Mind you, it hasn't even set yet, so I suppose I'm being a bit harsh, but the colours just really weren't, you know, when you buy colours and you expect a certain, when you buy colours you expect a colour that you've anticipated, and then of course it goes in and it ends up being orange or rusty coloured instead of pink. There's a certain amount of disappointment that comes with that, but you know, whatever, really. I haven't finished it. It's sort of setting up a little bit while I'm doing this one because I want to put some embeds on the top. And I just need to texture the top a little bit. I was going to do a, my intention was to do a pipe the top, but oh my goodness, everything was happening too quickly, so I just thought, nah, get it in the mold and be done with it. Okay. Alright, let's get the last of this blue out. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to call this actually. The fragrance, as I said, was Blue Man. But I don't think I'm going to call it that. I think I want something a little bit different. It'll come to me. By the time I post it, I'll have a name for it. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed their Mother's Day. Mine was pretty quiet. Spent the day with the kids, obviously. Ended up with a new puppy, which I didn't really want, but you know, that happens sometimes when the kids come back to live with you again. My daughter both of my daughters had moved out and were living together, and of course they've moved, and one of them's moved back home, and she's got a little American stuffy cross. Well, the two girls had dogs, and now that she's moved home, she was worried that the other one would get lonely because it was used to playing with the other one. And we used to breed dogs for years. It's only been probably the last 5 or 6 years we haven't had a dog. Although life gets really easy sometimes when you don't have a dog. You can just take off for the weekend and don't have to worry about organising babysitters. And anyway, they were concerned about it being alone. So of course she got in my husband's ear, and my son, who's 13, he sort of missed out on all the fun with all the dogs and all the breeding and everything because he was a little bit young. And he wanted a dog, and I'll just get something to texture that a little bit. So he wanted a dog, and Mummy didn't want a dog. Mummy wanted a break from having animals, but anyway. So of course the daughter and the husband conspired, and Friday before Mother's Day she picked up a dog. Anyway, so he's a pit bull American Bulldog cross, and he's like the colour of a golden Labrador, and he's gorgeous. They seem to think I didn't want a dog because I don't like dogs, but I actually love dogs. You know, you can love them and not want the hassle though sometimes. But anyway, hope I haven't gone down too far and hit my mic line after all that. Anyway, of course, whinge goes the dog through the night, and we've got to watch him like a hawk. So if he races inside, the first thing he wants to do is pee everywhere. Little darling that he is. I won't put any glitter on that, seeing it's a guy's soap. I think that top will do. Quite happy with that. Okay, so, you know, back to the fact that, yes, we have a new dog. Well, actually 2 dogs. I've gone from no dogs to 2 dogs overnight. So, it's all fun and games. Alrighty, so thanks for watching, everyone. That is my soap scented with Blue Man. Hopefully the colours stay as nice as they